everybody, Tasha here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. So finally back for a video. To those of you new, hi and welcome. Today we have the Twinkies. Yes, finally. I am going to chat to you all while I feed Berlin. Berlin is Twin A here by Bonnie Brown, and she is Myra's little bugs baby, and her brother Benjamin is up here on the boppy. He is fast asleep. I just did his feeding, and I'm going to change the Twinkies. I'm going to feed Berlin and change the Twinkies. So before we get started, I would just like to say that the video that you are about to view is for entertainment purposes and role play only. These are Reborn dolls. They are not real babies, and I have not lost my mind. This is a role play skit. Well, I'm gonna be chatting, but anyway. Just thought I'd put that out there. So we're going to get started with Berlin because Benjamin has been fed, and he is, as you probably can see behind me, a little bit fast asleep, and Berlin is still hungry. So while her bottle's nice and warm, we will get her started. I've talked about this many times. It takes a second to get the whatchamacallit, the nipple here to put it in her mouth, right? Usually goes in a little easier. But this is a Tommy Tippy bottle, and it's really what I like to use with the, I like to use it in general. It's just one of my favorites, and for Berlin in particular, Twin A with the open mouth, it fits. I've chatted many times about you know, role play and feeding the babies and stuff like that, and it's not something that I normally do outside of videos, but I've always said feeding Twin A is really satisfying when you if you get that itch to, you know, want to role play in that way, because the Twin A has the open mouth and can take the bottle, and it's just realistic feeling. And I don't know, the Twinkies are sleeping sculpts, so it just reminds me of my children when they were, you know, very newborn. You know, they're usually, you know, sleeping 95% of the time at that age. You know, their eyes are closed, even when they're like awake and sucking on a bottle and stuff like that. I think that's why for me, as far as sleeping sculpts, I haven't been able to bond with any sleeping babies other than the Twinkies, because they are a certain size. They are so small, and these particular babies just remind me of my children. And for me, the realism of when they're that small, babies that small, again, usually their eyes are closed, you know, very, you know, a lot, you know. I mean, Gabriel and Destiny, I remember being very worried about Destiny. It took like almost a week for her to open her eyes. I was very concerned. I know we were home from the hospital and at her first pediatrician's appointment, and I'm like, we have not seen this baby's eyes yet. You know, I was concerned. And Gabriel did the same thing, but I wasn't so worried with him, because I had now been through that before, because Amber and Noelle, which are my older two, they had their eyes open right away. I mean, like at birth. So it was concerning for me that my other two did not. Anyhow, so I kind of figured that out as far as for myself and with the sleeping babies. And you all know I enjoy the character and personality and the open-eyed babies. For me, it's just more, I guess, fun, I get, So my Twinkies I'm happy with, to have in my collection. They'll always be here. They were my first Reborns that truly brought that magic. So let's talk about the magic. And we're gonna have to give Berlin a little burp because she's a tiny wee one, so we got to burp her often. So let's do that. So talking about the magic. It's been a long time since I've talked about like my first Reborns and getting into the hobby and stuff. And to all of you that have been here for that long, thank you so much for being here for my journey. And you've then heard this, and then when I introduced my channel and stuff. But I originally started out with secondhand Reborns. I had a silicone on order. That's a long story. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I had found a woman just through a Facebook ad for sale ad of one of her babies in the UK, and she was selling off the remainder of her Reborn collection. She went on to collect only silicons, some very high-end silicons, really nice. And whatchamacallit. So her Reborns were really definitely, nice quality. She had a nice collection. So I had gotten my first one, came home before the silicone on order came, and I was like incredibly taken back by the realism. I had never really seen a Reborn doll up close and in person like that in such detail, and I was pretty amazed. And I was enjoying the baby. That's Brooklyn, and I actually still have her. I put her up for sale. She's the Jacob sculpt as well as the Asher Awake sculpt a while back, and I still have them here. I never kind of relisted them. And I probably was asking a little bit much for them. I mean, look, I know what I paid and all that, but we all know how it goes with secondhand when it's an older sculpt and a baby you've had for a while. It's not like, oh, this doll is brand new and, So anyway, I think I have to, come to a realization on that and let them go. But anyway, that wasn't the point. The point is my first Reborn. So, I subsequently bought 3 more dolls from this woman because I felt like it was a really good opportunity to get some nice quality dolls for a good price. But it wasn't until I got onto the Instagram. I didn't start the YouTube yet. I was just on the Instagram. And I found Myra and Myra's Little Bugs. She's the artist of the Twinkies and many other of my babies. And, when I started looking at artist work and all that, and I decided, I really want to look for, something from an artist. And I came across... Myra had several babies, I think, up at the time. It was the end of September, October. And I saw Benjamin and I absolutely fell in love. And I didn't know her, so I didn't know what was her personal collection and what wasn't. I saw that he wasn't exactly posted for sale, but he was there. So I messaged her and asked her if he was available, and she said that she actually was probably going to be letting the Twinkies go. Long story short, I saw Benjamin, I fell in love, so I adopted Benjamin, and literally like 2 minutes later I realized, like, wow, these twins were made together, the Twinkies. And I looked more on her page and saw that they were, you know, together and all that. And I was like, I can't leave this little girl behind. And I messaged Myra back and I said, could I, you know, take Berlin as well? And of course she was thrilled, and she was so happy to see the Twinkies go home together. And while they were shipping to me, I watched Myra's videos, and I saw how special these babies were to her, and why she had created them, etc., etc. And you know, the box opening, which is up, it's one of my first videos up, but it's very, it was like 4 different videos that I put together. It's very long. I wasn't really talking to everyone because I was filming like for myself and wasn't sure if I was going to even post it or not. So it wasn't like I am now. So I'm sure it was very long and boring, and I was really, I mean, you all think my box opening's so long now, forget about it. And then I talk and I dawdle over things, well, oh, yeah. But it's cool to look back on. It definitely is cool to look back on. I think she's eaten just about enough. So we're going to start changing them because, wow, we're already 11 minutes in and I haven't even started changing them. So I'm going to stop there for a second and I'm going to tell you what I'm changing the Twinkies into. And they really kind of haven't been changed all summer. So I wanted to get them changed. They stay in their own little basket on the nightstand by the bed. And so I have these 2 Carter's outfits for them that I got in an IG haul. And one is baby pink and one is baby blue. They're Carter's outfits, and they're 3-piece sets. Berlin's has a shirt, a white shirt. It says "I'm so sweet" with pink pants and a long sleeve pink jacket that has little ears on it. So just kind of like a classic Carter's set in baby pink. And then Benjamin's is a white t-shirt that says "One Handsome Fella" on it. And then it has the pants and the same jacket, except his is in blue. His is more of like a gray blue or like a heather blue. But it's still a baby, you know, it's still pastel-y colors. So I thought these were onesies actually. So they're not gonna have onesies on. Now I think Ben has a onesie on underneath. I wish I took out onesies. I even took out Pampers because I figured they could just use a fresh diaper, because I think these diapers were what I changed them out of their Christmas diapers into. So you know how the diapers kind of get, like, you want to change them anyway. Right, Berlin. So I do wish that I had onesies out. Ugh. I'll change them into onesies later. I'm not gonna hold you all up. Yeah. Oh, and I have the Wonder Wafers, which this one's done. Doesn't even smell anymore. So I usually, when I do their diapers after they've been sitting for a while, I'll put a new Wonder Wafer in there because I like that fresh baby powder smell. So anyway, this is size 1, but I know these are almost a little big, but the newborn diapers are small on them. Now my twin A and B are on different bodies than the recommended bodies for twin A and twin B. I believe this body is like the one for like the Asher Awake even. I don't know what other, but whatchamacallit. It's gonna drive me nuts if I don't put onesies on. Yeah. I'll keep talking to you all, but I'm gonna go behind you in the closet. I gotta pull out now. Y'all are gonna hear like, oh my gosh. Me going through the bags in the closet. to get to because I have a whole bag of onesies. That's one thing. I have long sleeve onesies, but we don't want long sleeves yet. We want onesies. We want short sleeves. Sorry. I want to find white. What was I saying? I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, that's another thing that I have to be getting to. Finding all these white, these long sleeve white onesies. And no, look at all these. Long sleeve, long sleeve. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be going through things, very soon, and organizing and probably getting rid of a lot of stuff, because there's just so much and I have not really been through. Oh my goodness. I can't even find, out of all this stuff I have, unbelievably, I can't find 2 white onesies in size newborns. Is that ridiculous or what? I'm like, this is so crazy. Oh, come on. I'm really annoyed because I want white. That's, oh my gosh, guys. All right, well, I'm holding you all up. This is silly. Perhaps I just don't have, because the Twinkies came home in long sleeve onesies, and I don't really buy onesies except maybe like the printed ones. I found one white one that this should fit for Ben, and then this little one with the unicorns and rainbows is like a light for Berlin. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I hope that didn't like totally ruin the video, that I was off camera and fumbling. But anyways, the Twinkies came home in white onesies, long sleeve onesies. And most of my babies came home over the winter back to the Twinkies. So they came home and it was just some kind of amazing magic. I mean, I opened these babies and it was just that incredible, like, just looking at just taking their little feet out. I was like, you know, it just reminded me of my children, like even being pregnant and feeling the little knees sticking out of the side of your tummy and feeling those little heels and feet poking out, like just, it was just so incredible. And of course, these babies, you know, Myra's work is amazing, and you know, these babies have a level of realism, you know, just so beyond, you know. And I'm sorry, but these Twinkies, they have a bit of magic. I mean, now I've had how many dolls? I'm not even sure how many are currently exactly in my collection now, but I've had, you know, enough come and go. You know, I've seen enough, you know, but going back to these, you know, original, the Twinkies, my first babies directly from the artist, they're really special. They're very special babies. And, you know, they will always be, to me, you know, when I spend the time to look at them, I'm just like, wow. And this is just like what I love in the painting of a very newborn baby. They're just, you know, heavily mottled, lots of, you know, veining and, you know, the blue undertones and the blue on the hands and the feet. I don't know, it's just to me very, very, you know, a level of realism. And I didn't take socks out either, but I'm definitely not gonna make you guys stop for socks. The only reason why I stopped to look for the onesies is because I would have had two of them go and take the, you know, undress them again, to, you know, get onesies on underneath. And I try, you know, as far as preserving their paint and stuff, not to, you know, dress them and undress them any more than I have to. And the Twinkies are more, I like to keep them, you know, they're in a basket, and I spend the least amount of time like handling these babies, because, you know, again, for the awake sculpts, I interact more. I enjoy dressing them and taking photos and things like that. Every once in a while, when I'm in the mood to photograph the Twinkies and I get that real level of realism in my photographs because they're sleeping babies and stuff, I do it and I enjoy it. But I don't interact with them as much as I do my other babies, but I enjoy them. I look at them every day. They're on the, you know, they're on the nightstand, and which is why I kind of wanted to get them into these cute outfits. They were just, Berlin was just in like a colored onesie with a flower on it, and Benjamin's in this long sleeve navy blue and white striped. He looks like a little jailbird. It's so funny, but that's what he was in. So they just kind of weren't matching and didn't look nice for like display. I'm probably gonna hunt down a headband or something that looks nice for Berlin. She doesn't have anything in her hair right now, but obviously she's in all pink, so we know she's a little girl. Let me hold her up and show Berlin. And look at how she looks like me, you know. When I'll get them both in my arms for you after I get Benjamin dressed. But like when you see both the Twinkies in my arms, there is no denying that these babies look like me. When the first night that they came home, and then I made a video of me with them in my arms, and Myra was like, oh my gosh, you know, these babies, you know, were meant to be yours, you know, because it was an emotional thing for her to let them go. And she was like, I saw them in your arms, and there was no denying that she didn't know me when she created them, but they were meant to be my babies. So Ben actually does have this mommy's little man onesie on, but it's a dark charcoal gray, so I'm gonna put him in this white one, and we're gonna change his diaper too. And you are sleeping through this, Ben. What time is it? Oh, we are going on 20 something minutes, and I don't want to go past like a certain time, because then I won't be able to get this video up. Running out of room on my phone, and when I have to stitch videos together, it's just not working for me. Over the winter, I'm gonna figure something out of doing the, you know, videos, putting them to my computer, or I will maybe get a video camera, you know, a camcorder or something, maybe for Christmas or something. I was saying Mother's Day I was gonna get one, but that didn't happen. I just keep bringing babies home. But anyways, I'm gonna figure something out so that I can do a little more with videos. I was just talking to Lulu, or messaging with her. Hi, Lulu. And actually it was Lulu over at Strawberry Moon's Reborn. Oh, the modeling on his legs is so gorgeous. Lulu over at Strawberry Moon's actually requested to see Berlin get fed and to see the Twinkies. So this was upon her request. And I said to myself, yeah, I've really been itching to get the Twinkies on. It's been a while, and these babies brought my magic. So I always have a question for you guys, or I usually do. And when I say that magic, who understands what I'm talking about? you know, like Renee, she's over at Random Reborns, you know, she's got some gorgeous, gorgeous babies, and, you know, Hermie Klaus is like, he's like the bomb. He is like awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, he's from a master artist that does amazing work. I mean, he's just incredible. But until she just recently brought her little Charlie home, which is the Sally sculpt, like a Sierra, she finally got it. Like, she's finally like, I know what you're talking about now. You're just that crazy magic feeling that you're just like so, you know, just wanting to change them and take pictures and just really, you know, they just bring that, I don't know. So for me, it was the Twinkies, you know, for me. And it's like, even though the videos are long and or the video of their box opening is very long and kind of boring, but for me to have that to look back on, because that's the first moments that I was looking at them. And I had never had a box opening. You know, the 4 babies that I got came, in fact, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have been a little upset about how they came, because they were just, I mean, they were wrapped in blankets, but there was just clothes strewn about in the boxes. Like, it was nice that she gave me some clothes, because I said, you know, I didn't have anything, and she was getting rid of a lot of stuff, but nothing was wrapped. Everything was just like there, like around to protect the baby, which again was okay. The babies came fine and not damaged or anything like that, but certainly wasn't a nice presentation in any way. So, you know, I was just blown away by the whole thing. You know, that was my first box opening packages, and it was just, the whole thing was incredible. And then to get down to not only 1, but 2, two amazing babies. I mean, oh, that was just, for me in this hobby, like the experience of a lifetime. It was just amazing. I tell you, opening Asiero was pretty amazing too. That was my first, you know, he was my first Kimberly's Cocoon baby, and that's an experience all in itself as well. I've had some, I'm very grateful. I've had some really amazing experiences. I've really, as far as box openings, things like that, I've never had like a bad experience, which, you know, I know many of you have, you know, and that's, God, I can't imagine how devastating that has to be if you're really expecting something nice, a nice box opening, a nice baby, possibly even if it's your first, you know, baby, or even not, just that you're there and you're pacing the floors like we all do and excited, and then to open up to like a huge disappointment, that's gotta be really devastating. How many of you all have been through a terrible box opening, and you know, what was it like, you know, what was the final outcome? Did you get resolution? I feel really bad for just, I almost never really thought about that till now, like, you know, because I've had such enjoyable experiences, how absolutely devastating it would be for, you know, for that wait, of course, spending all that money, and then, oh my gosh, look at Benjamin. I mean, you know, again, I mean, of course, you all know I adore Berlin. I adore them together. Benjamin was the baby that I saw that, you know, my little blonde-haired, you know, sleeping baby, extremely realistic, you know, little boy. And to all of you that have twin A and B, you know how absolutely amazing these sculpts are. And he is, oh my gosh, he is some kind of magic. He truly is some kind of magic. I know you all can't see unless I'm holding them up. You know, I know I'm kind of far off, but oh my goodness. Look at him. All right, so we're at 29 minutes. I pretty much rambled about nothing, but, you know, yeah, you got to see the Twinkies. To those of you a little bit newer, you all got to see how, you know, hear a little bit. You know, it's not the story in full. I can tell it a lot better and longer, but, you know, don't want to be here forever. But you all got to hear a little bit about how the Twinkies came home and that they were my first, you know, magic of the, of this hobby. And so, of course, they will, you know, they're never going anywhere. You know, nothing could ever replace them. They're not only to me still so amazing, but they, of course, have great sentimental value. And, you know, most they'll need is a revarnish whenever, you know, when I've changed them enough times. But Myra does an excellent, you know, finish to begin with. So anyway, so here's the two of them in my arms, and it's nighttime, so it's not the best, you know, lighting, but I'm sure you all can probably get a glimpse of that. These babies most certainly look like my babies. You know, the blonde hair does it. But anyways, thank you for joining me for these two amazing little sweeties. I am going to enjoy spending a little time with them this evening, and tomorrow in the daylight probably get some pictures. They look so sweet in these outfits, and probably for the first time are actually in something twinny, like matching in a way, because I don't think I've ever had outfits for them that coordinated, if you all can believe that. So, all right, everyone, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're still here, please feel free to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video and get invites to my lives. Share with your friends. And until next time, God bless.